Hi, I'm Arafat Kanapi from BACA1F. So this video, I will present to you the Chapter 2, Section 102 of CMTA. Customs Modernization and Tariff Act, or also known as CMTA. Chapter 2, Section 102, Definition of Terms. A. Abatement. So this refers to the reduction or diminution in a whole or in part of duties and taxes where payment has not been made. B. Actual or outright exportation refers to the customs procedure applicable to goods which, being in free circulation, leave the Philippine territory and are intended to remain permanently outside it. C. Admission refers to the act of bringing imported goods directly or through transit into a free zone. D. Airway bill, or also known as AWB, refers to a transport document for air freight used by airlines and international freight forwarders, which specify the holder of consignee of a bill who has the right to claim delivery of the goods when they arrive at the port of destination. It is a contract of carriage that includes carrier conditions such as limits of liability and claims procedures. In addition, it contains transport instruction to airlines and carriers, a description of the goods, and applicable transportation charges. E. Appeal. Appeal refers to the remedy by which a person who is aggrieved or adversely affected by any action, decision, order, or omission of the Bureau seeks to redress before the Bureau, the Secretary of Finance, or competent court as the case may be. F. Assessment. So it refers to the process of determining the amount of duties and taxes and other charges due on imported and exported goods. G. Authorized Economic Operator, or also known as ABO. So ABO refers to the importer, exporter, a customs broker, forwarder, freight forwarder, transport provider, and any other entity duly accredited by the Bureau based on the words Customs Organization, or also known as WCO, framework of the standards to secure and facilitate global trade, the revised Kyoto Convention, or also known as RTC. The WCO supply chain management guidelines and the various national best practices to promote trade facilitation and to provide seamless movement of goods across borders through secure international trade supply chains with the use of risk management and modern technology. H. Bill of Lading, or also known as BL. So it refers to a transport document issued by the shipping lines, carriers, and international freight forwarders, or non-vessel operating common carrier for waterborne freight. The holder of consignee of the bill has the right to claim delivery of the goods at the port of destination. It is a contract of carriage that includes earner conditions such as limits of liability and claims procedures. In addition, it contains transport instruction to shipping lines and carriers, a description of the goods, and applicable transportation charges. I. So this refers to the Bureau of Customs. So Bureau refers to the Bureau of Customs. J. Carrier refers to the person actually transporting goods or in charge or responsible for the operation to the means of transport such as airlines, shipping lines, freight forwarders, cargo consolidators, non-vessel operating common carriers, and other international transport operators. Next, letter K. So, clearance. clearance. It refers to the completion of customs and other government formalities necessary to allow goods to enter for consumption, warehousing, transit, or transshipment, or to be exported or placed under the another customs procedure. L. Commission. Commission refers to the tariff commissions. M. Conditional. Conditional importation. It refers to the customs procedure known under the RKC as the temporary admission in which certain goods can be brought into a customs territory conditionally relieved totally or partially from payment of import duties and taxes, such as must be imported for a specific purpose and must be intended for exportation within a specified period and without having undergone any substantial change except due to normal depreciation. N. Customs broker. Customs broker refers to any person who is a bona fide holder of a valid certificate of registration, professional identification card issued by the Professional Regulatory Board and Professional Regulation Commission pursuant to Republic Act number 9280 as amended, otherwise known as the Customs Brokers Act of 2004. O. Customs Office. So it refers to any customs administrative unit that is competent and authorized to perform all or any of the functions enumerated under customs and tariff laws. P. Customs officers. As distinguished from a clerk or employee, refers to a person whose duty, not being in clerical or manual in nature, involves the exercise of discretion in performing the function of the bureau. It may also refer to an employee authorized to perform a specific function of the bureau as provided in this act. Q. Customs territory. So, customs territory refers to areas in the Philippines where customs and tariff laws may be enforced. R. Entry. So, entry refers to the act, documentation, and process of bringing imported goods into the customs territory, including goods coming from free zone. S. Exportation. Exportation refers to the act, documentation, and process of bringing goods out of Philippine territory. T. Export declaration. Export declaration refers to a statement made in the manner prescribed by the Bureau and other appropriate agencies by which the persons concerned indicate the procedure to be observed for taking out or causing to be taken out any exported goods and the particulars of which custom administration shall require. U. Flexible costs. Flexible costs refer to the power of the President upon recommendation of National Economic and Development Authority or also known as NEDA. 1. To increase, reduce, or remove existing productive tariff rates of import duty, but in no case shall be higher than 100%. Ad valorem. Number 2, the second one is to establish import quota or to ban importation of any commodity as may be necessary. And lastly, to impose additional duty on all import not exceeding 10% ad valorem whenever necessary. V. Foreign exporters. Foreign exporter refers to the one whose name appears on documentation attesting to the export of the product to the Philippines regardless of the manufacturer's name in the invoice. W. Free zone. So free zone, it refers to the special economic zones registered with the Philippine Economic Zone Authority or also known as PEZA or PEZA under the Republic Act number 7916 as amended duly chartered or legislated special economic zones and free ports such as Clark Freeport Zone, Poro Point Freeport Zone, John Hay Special Economic Zone, and Subic Bay Freeport Zone under the Republic Act Number 77227 as amended by Republic Act Number 9400, the Aurora Special Economic Zone under Republic Act Number 9490 as amended, the Cagayan Special Economic Zone and Freeport under Republic Act Number 7922. The Zamboanga City Special Economic Zone under Republic Act Number 7903, the Freeport area of Bataan under Republic Act of Number 9728, and such other freeports as established or may be created by law. X. Goods. A goods refers to articles, wares, merchandise, and any other item which are subject of importation or exportation. Y. Goods declaration. So this refers to a statement made in the manner prescribed by the Bureau and appropriate agencies by which person concerned indicate the procedure to be observed in the application for the entry or admission or imported goods and the particulars of which the customs administration shall require. Z. Importation refers to the act of bringing in of goods from a foreign territory into Philippine territory, whether for consumption, warehousing, or admission as defined in this act. A. Freight forwarders refers to a local entity that acts as a cargo intermediary and facilitates transport of goods on behalf of its client without assuming the role of a carrier, which can also perform other forwarding services such as booking cargo space, negotiating freight rates, preparing documents, advancing freight payments, providing packing or crating, tracking and warehousing, engaging as an agent representative of a foreign non-vessel operating as a common carrier or cargo consolidator named in a master bill of lading as a consignee of a consolidated shipment and other related undertakings. Next, B. International freight forwarder refers to a person responsible for the assembly and consolidation of shipments into a single lot and assuming in most cases the full responsibility for the international transport of such shipment from point of receipt to the point of destination. C. Jurisdictional control. Jurisdictional control refers to the power and rights of the Bureau in exercising supervision and police authority overall seas within the jurisdiction of the Philippine territory and overall coast, ports, airports, harbors, bays, rivers, and inland waters, whether navigable or not from the sea. Next, letter D. Lodgement. A lodgement refers to the registration of a goods declaration with the Bureau. E. Non-vessel operating common carrier, or also known as NVOCC. So this refers to an entity which may or may not own or operate a vessel that provides a point-to-point service which may include several modes of transport and or undertakes group H of less container load, or also known as LCL, shipments and issues the corresponding transport documents. F. Outrighting smuggling refers to an act of importing goods into a country without a complete customs prescribed importation documents or without being cleared by the customs or other regulatory government agencies for the purpose of evading payment of prescribed taxes, duties, and other government charges. G. Perishable goods. Perishable goods refers to the goods liable to perish, or goods that depreciate greatly in the value while stored, or which cannot be kept without great dispor- dis- disproportionate disproportionate expense, which may be proceeded to advertise and sold at action upon notice if deemed reasonable. H. Port of entry. So this refers to a domestic port open to both domestic and international trade, including the principal ports of entry and subports of entry. A principal port of entry is the chief port of entry of the customs district wherein it is situated, and is the permanent station of the district collector. Such port. Subports of entry are under the administrative jurisdiction of the district collector of the principal port of entry of the customs district. Port of entry, as used in this act, shall include airport of entry. I. Port of discharge, or also called as port of unloading. This refers to a place where vessel, ship, aircraft, or train unloads its shipments from they will be dispatched to their respective consignees. J. The exportation. The exportation means exportation of goods which have been imported. K. Release of goods. Release of goods. So, release of goods refers to the action by the Bureau to the permit goods undergoing clearance to be placed at the disposal of the party concerned. L. Refund. So, refund refers to the return in a whole or in part of duties and taxes paid on goods. M. Security refers to any form of guarantee such as a surety bond, cash bond, standby letter of credit, or a revocable letter of credit, which ensures the satisfaction of an obligation to the Bureau. N. Smuggling. Smuggling refers to the fraudulent act of importing any goods into the Philippines, or the act of assisting in receiving, concealing, buying, selling, disposing, or transporting such goods with full knowledge that the same has been fraudulently imported, or the fraudulent exportation of goods. Goods referred to under this definition shall be known as smuggled goods. O. Taxes refers to all taxes, fees, and charges imposed under this Act and National Internal Revenue Code NIRC of 1997 as amended and collected by the Bureau. P. Technical smuggling refers to the act of importing goods into the country by the means of fraudulent, falsified, or erroneous declaration of the goods to its nature, kind, quality, quantity, or weight for the purpose of reducing or avoiding payment of the prescribed taxes, duties, and other charges. Q. Tentative release refers to a case where the assessment is disrupted and pending review. An importer may put a cash bond equivalent to the duties and taxes due on goods before the importer can obtain the release of said goods. R. Transit refers to the custom procedure under which goods in its original form are transported under customs control from one custom office to another or to a free zone. S. Transshipment refers to the customs procedure under which goods are transferred under customs control from the importing means of transport to the exporting means of transport within the area of one customs office, which is the office of both importation and exportation. T. Traveler. Traveler refers to any person who temporarily enters the territory of a country in which he or she does not normally resides, a non-resident, or who leaves the territory, and any person who leaves the territory of a country in which he or she normally resides, departing resident, or who returns to that territory returning resident. And lastly, U, third party. A third party refers to any person who deals directly with the Bureau for and on behalf of another person relating to the importation, exportation, movement, or storage of goods. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope you learned something, and that's all for today's presentation.